Ahwefo ye ma ye ho akwaba fitianopei ana ye bisa ye ho eye question bi se esese yasofo ene nananom a ahemafo ka ho ebetimi kra do ho adon amanyokuo bi no ma ye politics ana should traditional and religious leaders participate in active partisan politics? Question ya ye bisa ye na ye ba beji ehu emuaye. And this morning I am sure you will be enthused with our lineup of discussants. The number one on the list, me papa. Ye nyina ye papa, a past presiding bishop of the Methodist Church, a past bishop of the Kumasi Diocese, a past president of the Trinity Theological Seminary, and a past chairman of National Peace Council. Above all, a theologian of such an astute standard, the Most Reverend Professor Emmanuel Asante. Papa Yamawakwaba. Yeniaje zene yenyawo pa.
Emede se yamia dunti yeshiana asema kaseti se yegwengwen.
Yedase. Yeah, beyond that, we also have in the studios with me Peter Wonders. He is a lecturer of the African University College of Communication. Piero Akwaba. Ugusu ye brand ambassador and brand strategist.
Me krom twitwe. Da me jam na send ya minim ya abesesi biem.
Na je say what one ananu mo
na me kan. Se me nyankoye de me gina musa.
All right. We also very soon will have with us in the studios 𝗟𝗚𝗙𝗘, a journalist and a two-time nominee for the BBC Kwamla Domo Award. Oye Methodist ba enchebi obeji na kunya na watnase. But before that, me call Papa ho. Papa question ni eye straight. Should traditional leaders and religious leaders be involved in partisan politics at all? Me person can we are. Then I will take your version of what partisan politics is. Should these category of leaders be involved in politics at all?
Well, so they will no say the frame of question no say can politics ya onipa bia ya wo aba wi ase de wontimi nka say wonye politics because say they been more kind of ocho mem na say ye bopo bi na say obeka ho bi ana say ebeka wo a you can politics, or you are engaged in politics. But I'm saying question on the person bisa you can partisan politics. You can say me ye software na say me ye ohinibi na me gina say me wo MPP, me wo NDC, me wo party ahodoa ya tete no ye membu no me de ha na me gina eno na ye susu ho eno na me madwene ye me say we or him pa na so software pa ye mem ha said the niema esiti no as say wotwo ho free sa amanyo semo a gina akuakuo party akuakuo no eso me can say ye mem ha It's a man be who a software be involved. But then no, it do say a discussion omo political culture no enko. Said omo city omo among yourself no. And kofa or how be and fambre home. Ye had the say no, said the near my city no. So we are software pa so we and that's we are in a pa so we now free. Partisan politics say among yourself more gina a Quarcoo say me war party way, say more party way, say more party way, or any day so free.
All right, Papa, yeah, that's a pa. Yeah, in that regard. We'll be back to ask you the breakdowns of many of the aspects you have reached. But Yemra, Umeisu, almost studios. Shandov, you're welcome.
Thank
yes, good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, Minko Peter. So Peter, straight away. Should religious leaders and Nananom, for that matter, involve themselves in active partisan politics?
Say etaka se pehin dware wi a na nsuo a den asa nti odware wi na se nsuo san asiam poporowa no ane yeso esesa de fam ya ho na anope die say mpamboro na opese udimie se akofa papa aba line so a o se papa kasa me so me nkasa bi eya na emu oya na me so me kasa ani dabi
okay
e wo bibia me gina
yes and no ani no koho
ani ne say was here moment kwanya na omonso omode omo ho na mani je bibia papa ka se aman bi so no ya moma kwanya ema omo etumi eginam na emum ye man mu de se ne hate no de wo begina wo be ebegu hu fi ye constitution po ema okwan se wo ye ohene ana ohema ana so software but abaye partisan politics and that's active politics. A constitution article 270, 276, and 277 krano. A trepe face we sabi ohenia and new kwan say what the woje and nema etesemu. Na say yanhwe saa de we and nano owura abam sumani bagbe. Of course them I for no say omunya ya na nka omo so mom kwakwanya na omo so mo de omo ho age politics mu na many esremufo ahemfo no eya adwen yanhwe yi ya daache bi edi oyene bebere yen nyenta meka sa de say na no 15 December 2016 about one ya de nyina nana sabi me from me body na pay ya me twa polisi gbese manche ano ekoyi ne ka wan say ansa na mo bedi ahemfo ahene no na ebi mo ho a na mo de mo ho agige politics mu yi mu dida ansa na yegu mu shile eni so mo ebedi akonya no a na mura ya edien afiri mo ho kakra na nanso domahene the same period no so na no koyi ne ka ama otutu na dwenye ne se bia ebi ojere de da mu a ansa na obedi akonya no bebi ojere na ohwe na oyede ode kasa ye na mu me no to wa ikase se kasa sofo nna no mo munye politics mo ntoba amoto aba na jere se so moto aba nko ade a omo wo amanyo kuo bi a omo ta edien etire eti me kase yem makwanya ne se enanse ya na ekuo bi so ba outside agugumafia asogli state nana 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗘 yem na kwanya na omedi vice president enunti na me kire se anka akwanya wo a yem na mkwan Pentecost of pehin apostle onyina ono nso ma hu se nkrofo bi ebo tenjente se ma na kwanya nso omedi vice president na sa wo hwe me pese me de agumafia ene so pehin ade mfanto ho wo hwe 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗘 wabobra ono anka se nyuma wa biebie na etesa oni pei kwasa nyo hiri mpo na odie ana odira simpio se ento na ba ne so aba no medio mampanyin a me fresa ka no waro nen ana yehwe apostle nyina amro obedi apostle obedi Pentecost fa no mi yehwe ensetraya a ode ba asori no mu ene se na asori no atumi atrenihiem ene infrastructure omo pagya me fresa se obi odo sakwa ma na kwanya se obedi mampanyin a eyeye entinia ahemfo no ka wo serem akyere ye speaker of parliament say ebeye yi a anka yansa kyera ye constitution nani ama speaker I shall say the next time one on my side and you know they will take their consideration or their plea into consideration. Sorry, their plea into consideration.
All right. So we'll be coming back to look at what you will consider the benefits of nananom any asofo entering into politics. The can say a family so mo ebedon no maye a family so and yet now you've explained all this. Let me come to Shandov. Shandov is still a straight question. Do you, in your opinion, think that nananom and our revered clergy should be involved in active partisan politics?
Right. So once again, let me use the opportunity to say a good morning to all of our listeners. I think that there is a need for them to be involved because in the very first place, I don't think anybody is neutral. I've not met anybody who has total neutrality before. Even if you are a clergy or you're a traditional leader, by all means, you have some kind of appetite or inclination already. So because of that, I don't see why you should be exempted. Because what is the reason for the exemption in the very first place? What does the exemption seek to achieve? If you're not doing partisan politics, okay, what does it add? Let me start from the point of religious leaders, okay, and let me even narrow it down to Christians in that regard. Christians are supposed to be the lights of the world. If we believe that partisan politics in a part of the world, Ghana and you know the globe at large, has become like we always put it, dirty and very problematic, and Christians are the light of the world, then what prevents them from getting involved? Because then in getting involved, then they transform the narrative.
But must it be partisan?
You see, for the definition of partisan politics, I think it's a little bit complex.
Okay.
So when I even saw the topic, I wanted to, you know, I was thinking around it. Partisan politics, in this context, we can define it in two ways. Where you are talking about a multi-party system, that one is also partisan politics. There is also the aspect that is about you advancing the cause of one political party, even if they are wrong or they are right. That is also partisan.
Okay.
So I think we should get a distinction. If it is they getting involved in multi-partisan political discourse, that is fine.
Okay.
But partisanship in the sense that you take a stance that, okay, I'm on whether rain or shine, I'm NDC or I'm NPP, I'm no. For that one, is problematic.
I think that is what we are talking about
because that one kills objectivity.
Okay.
And that one is not only about the clergy. Nobody should be a partisan follower, because as for partisanship, it's a whip system. We are all going here, we are all going there, whether it's fatal or not. It's like the e-levy that was introduced. A lot of people knew that, look, this was not a very good, you know, tax revenue mobilization handle, but people rallied behind it because it was coming from a particular party. You see how now the same people are now diverting from it, and that's the disadvantage of partisan politics. We all go, we all come. That is a problem. So if it's in the context of multi-party democratic discourse, that one, chiefs, everybody can be involved. But if it's about, you know, sticking to one side and amplifying the narrative of just one party, that one nobody should. All right.
So you are saying is a yes for you, but the context of partisan politics must be defined. Yanko Papa so na yemiza Papa. When it comes to nananom, ene de amamra yedibu eye Ghana, may I am very clear that our revered chiefs, ahema ka ho, nananom ka ho, de nyeso on your politics kra na asofo de yen hyede ni mrabia ma yen se chenchena chi yentuminyo. What is it that prevents the minister from joining a particular party and speaking for that party? Can the minister even be a chaplain of that party?
I've heard my good friends when they were speaking. I'm saying here say you can be a place in your in context. There is a thing called political culture. I have lived in Canada for so many years. There are ministers of religion, engaging in active partisan politics. It's no big deal for them because their political culture allows for that. When we are talking about partisan politics, we have to draw a clear distinction between national politics and partisan politics. Nobody is saying, not even the constitution of this country has said, Sewe or Henia, you can't do politics. What the constitution is talking about is partisan politics, joining a political party. Otherwise, nananuma omo Council of State, nananuma omo several other governance institutions near there, they shouldn't be there. National politics. Nananum can also voice out their concerns about Nemabia. They have every right to do that.
That's right.
But partisan politics, say, let's come down because you see where not trust and go for quantimeter. So we NDC, so we MPP, so we CPP, no matter sorry, Ginaho, say me, Quarcoo Asante, Methodist software, me NDC, me MPP openly. That means you know, can say, be anyhow neutral. I believe that because I mean, yetuaba. But that does not necessarily mean so be otuaba biano or engage in active partisan politics. Said the Wukano. Or transit, or bring home, metie di nipa no ka. If he say, aha, metuma bawaha, ebeye. But it is not for me, say me Quarcoo jina platform so about the rule. My active, my engage in that aid. Didn't you? And say, so we are Methodist software. We are software my NDC for. We are software my MPP for. We are software my CPP for. What's sorry no woman is a microcosm of the nation. The moment you take a stand, looking at the context, you divide your people. And one Kasakran, the way they will look at you because of the culture, our political culture. It doesn't mean say a time may come maybe we will get to where some other people have come. But inform a constitution, they knew why they said what they said. And now can say Yanka or Sofo. Yanka or Sofo, but also what is it or him. You know, we have been in this country, and I can give you countless examples of Asofo or Kokasakra that no party can be the way the congregation reacted and kinds of things people have said.
That's right.
Because of that, in the Bible crisis, then I will not eat meat. So we have to be very careful, take our context into consideration. Now, you can't partisan politics.
Yeah, Papa, so this is a follow-up. Yeah, na amanyofo taka say, oh, or man for nebeka chere me say, minko na mekwa ombeto amami. And that has been the point of departure for most politicians when they want to vie for primaries. Afre foni bi afre abaye program so wow WTV say, and ye asofo munya manyokue. Enko join CPP, enko join NDC nemum, asofo nyina anya amanyokuo, ne emfo obi ti se osofo Emmanuel Asante eni nikane, ne ento abama no, esane se NDC ne MPP ne CPP ne omo makade omo die hwamo. Can ministers also decide to go that tangent? Nananom so betimi ayesa omo ne ahemafo, can they do that?
My main council being show, we share babu more. It drew baby na assured more I divided. We saw by Apollo there. We saw on the board there. We saw a Kefa there. Big so more Jesus there. Nina a partisan.
Okay.
Say I saw for why one and as a Christo focus for more party. It's party. What I say?
Yeah.
It is also partisan. Now we have the responsibility to draw our people together. We are practicing multi-party democracy in our country. Necessary may and what he said, live and let other people live. The fact is said, may masorim, betu mania, bede we and fato home. Na yi sateha, na ya safuma foteha, na obako soteha. Iti were NDC, we were MPP, we were CPP. My responsibility as a software say, make sure my being say, Munina Mujina Hose, Mopo, Mani ye, your Mona Muku so epe. There should be no entokasem. Advising them to come together. But I can only do that from a perceived neutral point of view. And yes, sir, Mini baby amijina. But I cannot say when everybody knows you say Kokwa Santi Ijlahoma Nanka party. No about big down no Okasa me. The all kind of crano will end to us. So we have to be very, very, very careful. I've said the context, the context, NSSC taking into consideration in discussing this. If we want to discuss it generally, and that's almost I didn't know Muntimi and Yesadi.
Okay.
You know, the agitation said to bring Afede or Mayor Vice President, then you have to abdicate because the Constitution says so clearly, you know, but by virtue of the position, say, it's a so free.
Na ye papa opoku nyina de so no so nka wakwa homegye mu e wo ne chairman yomu nti no ono de ono no
oye Pentecost de Kokwa Santiti we ma kwa homegye mu
aye
that's it. But whatever I do, I'm known as a past presiding bishop of the Methodist Church Ghana. Because a Methodist software.
Very perfect. Very perfect. But Papa Shade, and some sometimes we ask, how neutral is your neutrality? Because ebinu timi susu say, oh Papa we, amanyo kuo bi ba, one time kasa bebre, nemum amanyo kuo fufuro ba dia, and ye said they were bro mueni, and so because of that,
you the engrofo kan fa Kokwa Santi hona walking ebinu no. But
Papa san no moka.
Oh, yes. You know that. You have read about it. So let's not hide this.
That's right. That's right.
But you know what? Sometimes we have to be very careful. No matter what you do, no, people will put you in a certain pigeonhole, but don't put yourself in that pigeonhole.
That's right.
People will put you there, but that doesn't mean you should put yourself in that pigeonhole. You know, people have said all sorts of things about me. At some point, me NDC. At some point, me MPP. At some point, where you say, have you heard me standing somewhere to say, me jinaha na se me jinaha? Me tuaba. And I'm not somebody who has also said, so we are Christian who free politics, when politics is dirty. I have said that Christians can participate in that. Okay. Church members can get themselves involved in partisan politics. But what would no.
Candy for Nankasano.
Yes, Candy for because you divide your people. And I have seen it. I've had experience. I've known what has happened before. Near Yatrasia can them on so many issues. We have to be careful.
All right. Papa, we'll come back to Yemra Peter. So, Peter, does that mean this religious leaders, revered one, of course, yen clergy, and nananum, they are behaving like the ostrich? Akoya say, mu pesi mu yimu nimu eyo. Yabo eye togbi afede die. Onu ama bonte ma mekaye. Papa opoku nyina so die so to dwa se die. Papa Emmanuel Asante so kan no. Yatagi enipa no. Timamufo ne nsentwerofo. Now, do we also propose say bia yempanifo they are behaving like the ostrich say and ko betimi aba say media migina NDC echi media migina MPP echi say na mekono na say na mekono
ani eye ne papa kan yi ono ankasa o wa kire say me ka say medical kire say esane ye constitution ya de aye krado ato omano ato masenti ama omoni so de hunu na say opepa omowo asa obi asa onya ya obesa no esa the crowd with that 19 ontumi nya de ensa ena me dikanka say the mere fact that say yen na yeto aba no actually say obi a wo bebia na koma ya de
eda and Papa has also said it obi ato aba ento obi a wo bebia na koma eda na say wotena say na wo se hwe nkasaye bi a afiri sa mpanyimfo yi anum embiri bi atwam aba edi adanse pefe say senye akonya kase bi no mote so a ankomete asim na o kanu yetimu se de wo kan de wo katwi MPP fo se de wo kan de wo katwi NDC for country CPP for, and usually when it is 31st of December it is very clear and glaring. Now I'm still asking the question, as of one penny for near who you sabi one more ye nyachum one pie one fa mo mu
enye nyachum ye mamenka no krenkyerɛw adamude ye every amanyofo ho ɛna ɛde edwuma kosi baabi ɛde mwasi
okay
enti ɛwɔ sɛ me hyɛ nkom ma sɛbi party A party B behunu sɛ metanachi na daakye bi so ba na makoye A bi a party no sofo a me na mebɔ mpaye ama party na damudie bi wɔ hɔ a manya bi so ma yɛde matafre mintimi entena ha embɔ anso asorefo aso mpanyimfo bi edini bedumre bi sofo bi ɛbɔ MPP echi kodu mpampansuo bi sɛ behunya sɛ yɛkɔ na asɔre kɔ sra no yɛnya kɔ hɔ ba yɛpɛ no yɛdin o na me kyɛ no madi asɔfo mpanyimfo no bebree mu say before who say okasa tiom enti so mo anko ho no mo no a asem beto mo ente para mo ko ho baye na wa edin na me hu say wa twe no kura afiri amanyosem ho kura enti esan say weni mo ba why na mini na ti oh amana dwuma ekeseme na 31st night won so wan hyenkom ama party bi na oba ban mu a oba dia ko nanim aka say metawa titi no sabio fa tight kakara ana boy sumi kakara emfa ye ento ha na ko duru airport na asofo air player go Israel say omko pilgrimage no nko de ba do no political sponsored programs ebi wo ho ma musika ebi so no ma wo say den party na de omo ye de eko
na Peter hwade se sebio party bi ewo abemu na ebia yaba be ka kire basir for Methodist for Roman for say oh ye de yesu ye Christopher ye nyaaya na nka mapasofo be ye numedu bi aba na ye de omuko Israel no makobo mpa ya ama oman no should they refuse
debi akwanya kasiye pa anka ndem nkasa ban mi obeye sa bia no nyame enhira no
na haje
mo ye esanse mi so beti he em mpai bokra sanka ban be ba yenso na mo yema sab ye nuno mo nkramufo yi o me yema Kristofo ne esu atumi akọ Israel de aba anya hokọ na me ye de meka asi asofo o maye o manim se ye de me ye NDC me de me ye MPP na NDC asem ba me na me hye nkom me na bom pai ma won MPP asem ba me na me hye nkom me na bom pai eno ho na me ye de meka
okay
ana me mpese metena aha abo asofo bi din wo so wunim se asofo bi a obehunu se omonkon hyam po no efa bebia omugidie ne omani suade ehunu ye de ewo party a ewo na da bia be odi se party hu asem ba ekwan ne betumi afaso ahye nkom no bo se ho de ahaye na paso kuta party bi asem ba ekwan se hwana da bia ne nkom sha kwa negative towards a particular political party and positive towards a political party na party for no hunu se no so for yi ahye nkom a ekwati be odi se Sunday omugina na so dem
Shando, from the journalistic point of view, you have followed politics in terms of reportage and writing them. Do you also think that some ministers, clergymen and women, and some traditional leaders actually have colors under their armpit?
Of course. Like I earlier indicated, there is nobody who is neutral.
Yeah.
I mean, all three of us sitting here, including our revered minister, we all have, you know, our political preferences already. Yeah. So, I mean, that one, it answers itself. Everybody has. But, like the Bible says that all things are lawful, but not all things edify. Okay, in the case of religious leaders and traditional authorities and all of that, they are entitled. They can go ahead and manifest their political opinions and all of that. But because of where they find themselves, that is why they have to be a little bit circumspect. But the circumspection too, this is the problem. Like Papa Osofo was saying, we have a political culture that the moment you critique something and it favors one political party, the other group of people will take offense. Okay. And if you do, I mean, if you do it at a time where the other party is also in power, it becomes an issue. Moving forward, I think now we should be more concerned about how to, and I'm trying to, I'm attempting to publish something on it, how to create that kind of cutting balance. You can cut, but there must be, you know, some kind of balance. Once upon a time, there was
this will be the work of the Lord. I mean, the Constitution being framed in such a way that it allows all those nuances.
No, for the Constitution, no. I've heard people call for the review of the Constitution. Oh, Ghana's Constitution is blah, blah, blah. The Constitution is operationalized by human beings. If you like, craft all the smartest of laws, if you don't have people who are, sorry to say, sensible or patriotic enough, nothing will change, because it's a document. It's those who live the laws that make it effective. So for me, I don't really buy, that whole conversation about, oh, let's refine our constitution and all of that. But back to the point I was making. Once upon a time, there was a particular clergy in this very country who was very critical of the then government. In recent times, that same individual now says that he cannot openly express his revulsion about how the country is being governed, and that he has resorted to sending text messages. Okay, that is the imbalance I am talking about. How can you be hot in one instance and in the next moment you seem to become lukewarm and cold? It's the imbalance that is the problem. So back to this is a very simple issue for me, really. If you are a clergy or you're a traditional authority, you must have an interest in the governance of the country, how things are running, how the lives of people are being transformed and all of that. You must by all means have an interest. Now, when you have an interest, take an objective position. It's very simple. It's like journalists. There's no journalist who doesn't have a political party. In this very country, every single journalist has a political sympathy, in one way or the other. But when you sit to now report or analyze issues, the expectation is that you have to now suspend all your biases and look at the merits of the issues, and then you assess them accordingly. Same for people who sit in the powers of justice, our judges and all of that. There is no judge in this country who doesn't have a political affiliation. But now, when you are sitting on a case, the expectation is that, okay, your rulings must pay homage to the fidelity of the Constitution. What is the Constitution saying? What are the facts of the issues? If we can encourage balance, the Bible is very clear on it. It says that false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. We must enter that realm of just weightiness. If we have it, we won't have a problem. You realize that politics will even become so attractive, because I know that if tomorrow my brother Peter is, let's say, for example, he's in the NDC. This is just an example. I don't know whether it's just an example.
Why didn't you say MPP?
Okay, party A. Party you answer the top for me. You answer the top for me.
Okay, let me just say party A. Okay, my brother Peter is in party A, and B, and then you are C. This is the country. Let's take this table to be the Republic of Ghana. All of us want the country to progress. If I am in power today, you should be able to contribute to my governance objectively. If tomorrow the power comes to you, I should also be able to do the same thing. Then the whole thing becomes beautiful. But the system is in such a way that once I am here, all of you will fight me. All of you, by all, anything like that. For example, when the free SHS policy came, I looked at the policy and I said, look, it may have its own challenges, but for the fact that it has been able to expand access, let's all rally behind it. But you had people saying, no, it is not, blah, blah, blah. But generally, it is good. We don't have our political culture, like Papa Osofo said. It's not nationalistic. It
doesn't create a synergy.
No. There's no synergy anywhere. It's always, okay, this group of people are moving, this group of people are moving. And that is why politics sometimes looks like it is unattractive. But in conclusion, if we can adopt a culture and say that, look, we have, and that is this thing just came. There has been this conversation about a national development plan. I think the Peace Council has even contemplated it before, that, look, let's have a national development plan that is going to be like a template to guide our development. So when a party comes into office, you don't run affairs based on your manifesto. We have a plan, and that all of us are following. The big question is, what has become of that document? I can confidently say that it's gathering dust on the shelves, because nobody's doing anything to it. If we had something like that, then it doesn't matter which party even comes into office, because
so therefore
we have a plan. Then it creates that balance, and then
so therefore
we are good to
it becomes more of an attitudinal challenge
absolutely
for whoever is in power or is in opposition. But let me go to Papa. Now it is very clear and evident. Osofo Mupong, past presiding bishop of Methodist Church, Osofo Emmanuel Asante, say, "Wonu ni party A, ni party B, ni party C, nanso to aba. Into to me mfa kola bi emfrano. You can do that." But Papa, let me ask this. Into Osofo Emmanuel Asante, ebetimi ejina baby na ebia eye party owa aban mu. wabonechi aba oye sofo oba na sorry enti uye bibi na nkoso a otumi twe aba ebo wechi aba. Can a minister openly criticize a government in power?
There's something we call the prophetic role of the churches. And I'm speaking here as a theologian. Unfortunately, and they can't prophetic. Be a big now said 31st. Yeah, can't kasani man on the prophetic. The prophetic role. No, I'm talking about the one kasawe so for winning the prophets like the classical prophets, Amos, Micah, Jeremiah, and all others. You couldn't put them in any pigeonhole. At the end, not enye. They will talk about that. A yeswa, they won't become. And I think that should be the role of the Christian church, and for that matter, the leadership. So bibi, he said, if a government comes up with a policy that is going to help the people, let's say, yeah, let's talk about it. Doesn't mean say, unfortunately for Ghanaians who can't pay but I know the whole 38 so won't get necessary. Say, we should do that. That's why I call conferences any synods issue communiques. Some of these communiques are intended to encourage. Some of them are critical of Niamabia Air Koso as a church contribution towards the nation building. And you know, dear, won't mean Casa Media Meme or Hadi dear, said the Naminuan be no Udi Kayan or Kano. And Yakura, Messiah, there be. The prophetic role of the church means that we should be very, very, very critical. Bibia Kosubiano, Muma Nieno, Mumi Enkamfo, Nieno, SSC Kaho.
Yes. Eti papa nti adena yente se Osofo Emmanuel Asante on can be being for economy who inflation said ye yeti ni ye dollar ye share dante bibia said ye
Osofo Emmanuel Asante hunti na okane okano. A lot of people will say yente but ubeden what you search. Okay. There are so many ministers. Go to Christian Council and see the kinds of things they are doing there. And it's okay. Baby, now again say, Osofo Emmanuel Asante best or Aquatana FM station. Yeah,
that is the point.
You're not going to get me doing that.
That is the point.
No. But Osofo Emmanuel Asante, how many times have you even monitored Osofo Emmanuel Asante sermons? You have, you know. And some no be so ya na can yente won't because we hear so better.
Yeah.
Some of them are doing that. The others, they are playing the kind of politics now. They medie and
yeah. Papa, I think you've said it right. You've said it right. You see, people are expecting, say, and when I was within your board, didn't do your example, Papa, my name sound.
Oh, yeah.
Abia, Osofo Emmanuel Asante, Omra radio, so not re wafa microphone, and yes, say, but baby, na him says, Osofo preachia, what to me can't be found. So for Yansha Begro Asemi, Begro, Nananum, and that one so omo catcher Begro, and say, why ye? Begro, he or say, Amamu no kufu adu amamu anko yi afi so so be break 8 enti wa ma petehwe so akere nananom e de bi egu fom se 8 na ye break de nananom mumpangu begro hene wa anyani yi ana oye nana anu hu se bibi nkoso enti de ogidi no wa ma nsa so se anka entwemu. Is he wrong at all?
Oh, but I think he's gone into extremes. Nanani 2 minutes jida ndi panos. As a sort as I say hene and also so for you derive your authority from the people. Na dividing in crop will be a sorry or Mogasa.
Okay.
Nana could have done his own thing privately without involving but Ujina Hose Nana Ujina Hose Begro. Okay, Nanan Begro hini ye Begro. Or hini bia Jina Hose Ujina Homan in crop. If I speak in my capacity as the presiding bishop, mean to mean and can say I'm speaking as an individual and the church is not involved. Whatever happens, you will link that. And to be sensitive.
Very much. I think that you have clarified it. Presiding ansana meba o mehui obi kura timi kosa asa nanse na ochehene asabi na osa obehu na ebia President Mahama asabi a osa na ebia enwom no nka enyo no na ka kire DJ no so wo mo na so na enwom na koye akuti anwom bi na nana akosa asabi na akofa asemu ama obehu so nana we dey party we are na wo mu eya to renchem
eya to renchem eto abi so e deliberate well atu renchem wo because o mampani bi eko baby ena mpanifo bi atunofo na omo ko no na enwuma a omo bo no ye nti obi a uno salumba nyumi na say kofo si kira ase no kese wo ti ma ka che no so ntie no
yeah
ebi kura do no nim nyum no kura no mbebo no nyese deliberately o asa kofa sa nyum no se me ko ne ka se ya yemmo sa nyum no but enu na kofa sa ne ma no ba enu ti na se ye hwe ye ne ye ne akwa so ye di mpanimfo no ekire no you know we need to be very 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 careful. There was a time bia Methodist em say on say ukosunya sunya for symbol ye osono sunya pine.
That's right.
The simple osono because sunya ye sungaye.
Yeah.
And em say no mo ye bibia na symbol anom use no ye osono. Obi a oye NDC ni bufu papa because at that time na campaign in near maybe air course. And to be using that kind of symbol, it was interpreted as any mugina. But answer MPP for befa osono no aboasono no ho that and that's symbols no never ho that. But at the same time nipaninti said the akano. We have to be very 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 sometimes careful say in create situation be a more mukwai. But if for some reason it's not intended, even in biblical and theological studies, there were intentional things, and a BOI is not intended. If it's not intended, we will have to let the people know. Let them say, no matter what you do, but we here, as I said, they put you in a pigeonhole. Don't put yourself in the pigeonhole.
Thank you so much. Memra, Peter. Yes.
Papa, no penka you share power. Na or friend said me namfo me person me quarter past me pacho. I'm grandson.
And we are grandson dear. But say and now no pay. Only nana and
and I'm some friend me said na down for name and then I cannot be. And so Uncle Nena, because we are praying, so you who are neduno. Yes, or at least you to me a Fabino, Yango Pom for you in Karebi.
That's right.
Now the pay me be. Mr. Papa Albert number the Mensamaton and say yem. I'm so oh and pay the Messumacher. We are the Nisagu. Now, baby, some but Jones said, or down for them. What they see me? It's 100 near a pine yard on train sign. On
chance, but the Bayer Papa so need who I said, Nana. Washa say when you know di nkuta ho pride that's right it's no pay you are a colleague
no nana na edidi
and no automatic
interesting na me bisa say akoye say Ghana ha na ayewo no ebi kasa okoto de ne bodwe eye begro ehini ya asemu aba ye ken yenim nananom akuku dambi susu a wo maka bibi sa ya form de bi kra de atonwom ye mpese ebebodin ewo radio ya anyomo he ne mumunkuman bi de koka pene ya so mumukua and sometimes it is usually coming from the corridors of power. What do you think about this?
And now, medical and a medical better no make us say Nana Bessy Manche, me boni dinner, Nana and Consul, and yet Bonnequan, so name Mishirano, say Yerman and Quantente. And also, Nano in the cat. Ama me board data, I'm not Nano in the cat. Ben Witty make case on him Pumbi, Equa share a quantadie, Equanantefa, a quamia and yaso. and then obi ntumi ade anka wo hwe a obon se bia na ye no na political na enkoyie na mo wo hwe konwa no wote so se eso enti no na asi yesuro se ye de yesabe ye de ye ka no akwasa tete mere mu no se onyani ba ne sikani ba ko school na boni si ne se abo sikani ne ba ne ko fa kwa fifie ebeji aba ema no the same thing na ye de eto aso no
okay
all that channel enti ahin ni nkonya ne bi wo no mo a ba wunu se ahin chinchini ebi ne bi achi nkonya ne bi so enti ne ba ne sana se nipa ne ye boni a ede ne se wo beka ho asem na no togbi afadi yakobbo ni din se oh na ye hwe no a no hu twa obetumi abedi hene ama na yeye so ampa se ko ye se fante ne ko otwe ba wiate hene ana obi kobbo ni din saa akabalisa on cells na emu hina konye na wote so no eso
tumi bi ti
achire adom bi ade atachire sabe so kasapo no na nkoyi de ka
we dey omama no so atro asogli state no so atro say he can serve in any capacity. It means say that he's carrying the opinion of the people.
Ono kwa kasa ono kura makai article bi a I say epepoto say ono no kasa say owuda mahama enim ne bobre say otonsa frɛ no a oye krado so obeba makai article no
okay
yeah
and so state
na metri sign
state na nkasa so atro so why ready why krado enti said dey na sofo pon mu pon okay the state eta na chi ntom se koye de ye nyina ye peman ya oye den nkasa
wonko ebe din price wokura obeti okase na and then casa. Then I say me careful of my words.
Yes.
One of the channel. Also for paying so you can answer me apostle Pentecost. Honestly, don't wear the Amro in the TPA, Nipado was saying to me about one of paying. Oh, wait a bit. A grass of phobia as an antique or bago pet, then the quote bago pen or class. I said, yeah. And come by this, I have your idea. And I go to work. Oh, that makes sense. And dependable, no, and now Bobby Aguta, I will a community now, woman, and the areas of the Choaba. In two parts, I say. A best man Japan and I know the car.
Where they not sofu bi na or kana na ni bi sempo se yen ya asofo a yen kabrofo no a ye twi nko an ye ka no mo na mo se ye de yen firi nyame na emu a mo kabrofo akosuku akese de ese mu nyina mu firi nyame Shandoff yen ko ho
one mama no
oh me economy ba nti me be nyamre ama
aka ma da bi nka na me ken wa me prapra bi
okay presi
enti me ka se dodo wa emra na ko ayi omampan ko she na no ma dodo wa after about one ube wonu say journalists no so conscious effort say get the camera no esi obakofo a odo no apoyi ne ka so oditifa ida wono oditifa ida wono na emu me ka say anyo no nko na ye de e ka sa ye na emu no sabe dodo wadi sane oso ntakra de eche
enti timamufo ni nyina ya ye nya atwom attitudinal issues na ye can we'll be having time to look at how journalists have also become partisan. But Shandoff, we want to profess a solution. Na ye ka say WTV so sorry na shrend ye ma me ka sam no tra. At the end of the day, we should be able to come out with a certain resolution. What solution are we professing out of this discussion? Can traditional and religious leaders be involved in partisan politics? The solution.
I already highlighted one of the solutions already. I called for balance. Balance in the sense that all of these actors, political and religious actors, must, strive to manifest balance in their opinions. That is to say, if they are cutting today, the next day they should not become lukewarm. So that somebody wakes up today and then he's very vocal about the wrongs in the country. Then in another dispensation, under another regime, that same fellow says that now he will want to resort to the sending of text messages. That does not amplify balance. So moving forward, I think balance must be the key word that we must all incorporate in trying to make our democracy and our politics better. Right. Then away from balance to tolerance. I am inclined to draw in this example because I followed the development very well. I think somewhere around last year, there was a particular Methodist minister who made certain pronouncements during one of his services. It was more than a pronouncement. He actually lashed the government that fellow, you were a Methodist minister, I'm sure you know the fellow. He's in the Greater Accra region. And it became a very big issue. Many media portals picked it, and it became a very serious conversation. Everybody was saying, okay, this particular individual has taken something from this party, because the fellow was recalling his days in, you know, in school, how he supported some people and how he's disappointed in the current regime and all of that. Sitting back, I felt, okay, this minister is being truthful, he's being honest, he's expressing his genuine sentiments, but it became a whole lot of issues. We heard, I don't know on authority, that, okay, the church, for example, I'm saying this just to talk about tolerance. The church took exceptions, and there were certain, you know, I don't want to say sanctions and all of that. You see, if we build a system of that nature, we may not be able to encourage people to play the prophetic role that Papa spoke about. The prophetic role is not just the word of knowledge and the word of wisdom, telling people where they live and all of those things. It's the church forecasting the future from the perspective of God in a way that guides the nation. But if now ministers of God go and do that, and now their establishments, their church establishments are not really in support, and it becomes inconveniencing, do we think other ministers will be able to do it? So I think balance is important, tolerance is important, and then the very last one that I would want to add is...
Yeah, before you go on the last one, I will make that last one your concluding statement. But since you've raised this and it's really involving the Methodist Church, let's lay this to rest. There has been some misconception about how that matter was handled. Now, the good news is that I was in that diocese, and I was also in a meeting where a decision was taken. So listen, the minister was not punished. So this is the tolerance of the Methodist Church.
Oh, wow.
The minister was not punished.
My own church.
Yes,
that's good.
the minister was not punished. The minister was rather cautioned and advised. Just as Osofo Pastor said, you are leading a very, 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 very big church. You do not know whose allegiance is where. So please, next time, make sure you don't make such a... So the minister was not punished. So to everybody who thought that minister was punished, he's my own brother, he was not punished.
Doesn't it then, that kind of caution, as much as it is advisory, doesn't it mute the not just the minister but other people when they want
it doesn't. It rather protected him. So they are telling you, look, you have a potential. I mean, everything you did is not so bad, it's not so good, but you lead a crowd. So just be sure the way you handle your matter. All right. So, Prof, you want to come into this, please? Let Prof come into this.
𝗟𝗏𝗘 was talking about balance. Is it wrong for church leaders to call a younger minister and raise the issue of balance? Okay, you were talking about balance. Toleration does not mean that you let go anything. Then there's no leadership in the church. And when he said what he said, that young man is my good friend, and very, he's my younger minister. I taught him at Trinity, but I call him a good friend. I was with him recently, ministering somewhere. But we advise for people to be very, very, to take into consideration, to be circumspect. You use that expression. Circumspection is an aspect of the balancing thing that we're talking about. Toleration does not necessarily mean close your eyes to what is wrong. It means let's tolerate, but let us try to help and correct. And that is precisely what the church did with this young man. So please, let's correct that.
All right. So duly corrected. Duly corrected. So that opinion is totally not.
So balance, tolerance, and then the very last of all is objectivity. I think it's one of the words we often use in our political discourse. All the time you hear people say be objective, but what does it really, 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 really mean to be objective? I think it's something that we have not understood properly. Being objective does not necessarily mean
Can I open my phone lines briefly? People want to ask some questions. We want to apologize to our viewers that this will be one of the shortest phone call lines we've ever opened since our 2 to 3 months or so. 025-625-3461. Where they be 5 minutes. The debate is, it's not a debate. The discussion is becoming interesting. Papa on the other side online is giving us insights. And our Nana Nomonkwala also football Nana Nom are also giving us their insight. My duty is only to moderate at this moment. Ashefo meme wo madwene mu nsem a mo test ba se mimisa no ebi na me bisa. Our phone lines are open. Nti ye kone agege ye nsem etwa tokra. Shandoff, I'm giving you your last word since you were on. Yeah. But Molua Hello, on your phone on Olo.
Hello. Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, WTV, for the education. So what it means is, for me, with a traditional software, I engage into politics. So it's all about how we carry ourselves. And Lord, one of the panelists did on it. You see, if we say we are objective in whatever we do, and we should be circumspect, Captain Reverend Asante Hundio, on politicians, the hypocrisy within this Nekion. Politics is a dirty game. They've made it a dirty game. And the moment the clergy, the traditional rulers, the other faiths are involved in this, people trust these people, and then the game politics is dirty now. Look at my where I can get too much.
What time or law? What time or law? Peter, your concluding words. And then the meeting was said now.
Yeah, Nyame say, many right honorable. Osman Bagwin, Esaya Dream. Say, be a constitution, no Abraham, I am for any political leaders.
Yeah, Ebo, I offer if you are able.
Hello.
Ebo, yet you, what for what to say?
But you're society. Obviously, on which you are.
Yeah, John, so.
Aha, now. Discussion na many idea of fact we see TV my idea now which are politics they are question now if our men of faith someone from one dima they be you get to wrong people in wrong position and to me mom there I support the idea that even the men of faith and the people who believe in the word of God should come together to take up this nation building.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Peter.
So you best son so kakra. So you cry absolutely. Kakra I will ma painful muni mode. 2 million as a constitution Abraham muntu mi nkasa no. Yem fa mundu pempenso bi na muntu mi nya de enkasa. Se mpo enye se omkoye partisan politics. And ekwan yen timamufo so ye de ani ehwe mo se osofo kra nwase okase na nampo nwase okase na nakoka na wanyamane so payimi koka wanyamane no yenso yen fere se mo so mo ye nipa se yen ara so mo de mo agimu a ye benye se yensu se na konya ye nuanom nkramofo ana enuanom kristofo musuro ala we bisusuro ewurade na se enne omo no mo be so politics mo Ghana ye sane oman no be ye na me kan sa no a oni ma no akosi bone se aso won so omote ho no omunya kristofo ne nkramufo ana ane na emumu no we se susu bia si gbobo dodo no ano ye kwa soro so ye kwa soro
ye nsem bebre ye mfa apia
wa aso
apia wo be ye ofrefo a utwa to okra ye ti o
yo America se free ayo
lower volume no appear Mr. lower volume no
Wasankwaso Wasankwaso circuit secretary diocese
okay
and then mahu had there was it is some near the park and upon more years sports see am start here and said no the top now chama Sante cancer yema TV no NCT and into me M1 the more year no this beboa ma Methodist aso no ma bi wo ho a yen so yetumi akyerɛkyerɛ ya adu nti yɛda mase
Yo.
ɔde mo yɛ
Yes, so yɛda wase pa. Yeah, Papa Emmanuel Asante, we are in your hands. In the next 1 minute, 2 years 4. Say yakoye asafo. Say yakoye amanyofo. Say yakoye akendifo ayeda sorry enum. Say yakoye nananom. We are in your hands now. What is your advice for us, sir?
My foot wa me de be ma no na me nananom. Ye di kan stand off. And the niema me accept at aded. Objectivity. Ye mo modern say ya man yourself no. Ye be ma aye bibia. And ye say one-sided. We dear a kind objectivity. Wo show be a there de enye nko na o kan ne ye nde won't mean kan ho asem. Objectivity che say wo be kan o se kan be anofan. Circumspection actually say me won niema nyina ho kwan yo na so nye niema nyina na se be eboa me eno so menua me nana e kan me also for pon me wo ideas me wo positions na me ka ho asemo me mo modern say me objective me circumspect say me hwe ye say ne America me can say the day na de beba well the tosuno yen can say me enye politics. You can get yourself involved in national politics, but the eka ho asem na partisan politics. What ye gina mu din wo de wona gina wo ma party tuntum enti wa sore mu hokra no so bi ne bebu na no mpa ye kra no bi bo a na o ka say o man no awurade enkoyie na ye ni a ne ha because of partisan politics. Mesrɛ mo moma o man no hunhia ye every bi obi bisa me say party kese pa ne de ne am kan say me party ne Ghana ye die enti say asuma si policy bi beboa Ghana de a me support in say me support everything in total obia party sia ho de obia obi bi betumi aboa o man no ne ye no mo me enka ne enye no. Do national politics and avoid partisan politics.
Ebedase, Papa, the most Reverend Professor Emmanuel Asante. Ye Methodist asafuimu die. Emrebi etwa mu na ono na ye presiding bishop. Sa papa ya akro ya so ochra de o Trinity Seminary mo be ye president. So Odi Bishop Ewo Kumase. He was also the chairman of the Ghana Peace Council. In the year 2022, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres appointed Asante to a 10-member advisory group of the United Nations Peace Building. Hey, you can't see via Bibri. Above all, he is a theologian of such an astute reputation. Papa, yeah, there was a say wode wanodi semo abetudwa achire yen osofo Asarikusi is watching the Bishop of Koforidua also ochia pa omunyina mo hwen afi obabi susu Justice Apia could be doctor or say ono so ochia pa papa ye da ase ye bakumase ye beba ho thank you me da boss bebre yo ye da ase pa afi so na ye signing off from the studio yeah brother Shandoff oh ye Methodist ba papa nansi anu sie ni papa de nanso o hwe se de ahofe ne san ba ensan about de no ma me nkan who I was part of the officiating afi me brother Peter so ochra de ewo AUCC omo passion omo energy omo de donyame adwuma na afi omo de push a station agenda no ye ni jemupa. Gentlemen, thank you so much. See you the next Thursday when we'll be back.
Valentine.
Hey, Valentine etwemu. Retrospect.
Students nyina mo AUCC. And madofo nyina na mabusuafo nyina umu say Valentine ndo na edidie. I'm happy Valentine.
Okay. Where we? Come on, wait 30 seconds.
Okay, in that same vein, in the spirit of the vows festivities, of course, happy Vows Day to everybody. I want to mention a special person.
Go ahead.
Actually,
Go ahead.
𝗟𝗏𝗍𝗏
Yeah.
Said you boy, son of a boy. You better
Me pata for camera and then
Happy birthday to
somebody name
𝗟𝗏𝗍𝗏.
Oh, Shadi name.
Shadi name also sorry.
Deborah, I think this one, right?
Yes,
𝗟𝗏𝗍𝗏. Happy Vows Day to you. And like I told you on, it's okay.
Hey, shut up.
Hey. Peter. Yeah, Prof, who goes over phone so? Prof. Me pacho Valentine ma ye you free mu kra so fopon we dey yesre wara me pacho odom so me also can be here.
Never can say happy vow to Methodist for nyina na fe to me aso me yere effort on chapel na so me man happy Valentine me say Yankopon ko so ma ye dom no e ko so ntase asori ye ntase odom of mine trust odom na yemfa so me mine ya sorry ifie na so biemra
Yedase pa ene adom krabafo nyinara ye mamo happy vows day baby amo mama Helena Boafo one wodom wo executives ye nyina wa ha ye mamo happy vows day nyame nhira mo ye twa ye ho aba ye ba ye wo interview bia ye de bremo.
Hello, good morning again, and I'm back. I'm seated, but this time I'm taking you straight to the 𝗟𝗏𝗡 circuit, where a program would be ongoing on Saturday. And I indicated that this month is still full of love, whether pre-Valentine, whether post-Valentine. We are still in the month of February, and of course, an extension to all who would like to, have a chit-chat with their loved ones, their partners and all that. This time is all going straight to the 𝗟𝗏𝗡 circuit, and I've been joined by the MYF Vice Chairman of the Bethel Society, the 𝗟𝗏𝗡 circuit. This is in the person of Richard Owusu. So there's a program ongoing. Richard, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming to talk about the program that will be ongoing. Tell us a bit more about the program.
Okay, so basically, as you know, February is a love month. Yeah, so, and yesterday was Valentine.
Yeah.
So we are extending the Valentine to this Saturday.
So from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So before Saturday, did you have any program yesterday?
Yes, okay. As we all know, as Methodists, Wednesday, it was Ash Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we all went to the church, yes, to have our Ash Wednesday. So basically, we are moving all the love to Saturday.
To Saturday?
Yes, please.
What's going to happen specifically on Saturday?
Okay, so as we have been talking about, it's a love clinic.
Okay.
Yes, love clinic. The whole program is about marriage seminar. Yes, so the love clinic, we are inviting our very own counselor, popularly known in this country, Counselor 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗘, to have a talk with us. Yes, please.
Now, when you say that you're talking or you're going to bring all married couples together, what happens to us single persons?
Oh, it's not only boxed with the married couples, both married and singles as well. So everybody will get his or her fair share about the program. Yes.
Why is this program headed? What's the focus?
Okay, so the focus is getting interactive with the counselor and also getting advice. And as we all know, the topic or the theme is the contemporary marriage, choosing the godly partner. Yes. So before you make a decision, you have to, let's say, choose a godly partner. Yes. A God-fearing partner, whether the male or the female. Yes, please.
And where is it happening?
Okay.
Tell us the time.
Okay,
and
so
the venue.
it's happening right at 𝗟𝗏𝗘 Methodist Church, 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗘, and the time is exactly 3 p.m. Yes, 3 p.m. No lateness.
No lateness.
Yes, please. And we even have a surprise for the first 20 people that will come. Yes, please.
First 20 people?
Yes, first 20.
Is it free?
It's free. No, yes, no gate fee.
All society members, every other society is invited.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Including the general public.
Everybody.
Okay.
Yes,
so
please.
after this program, is it a one-time program?
Okay.
Did you start this year?
Okay. Basically, the 𝗟𝗏𝗘 Methodist MYF is 50 years.
Okay.
So we are celebrating our 50th anniversary this year.
So it's part of the celebration?
It's part of the celebration, yes.
Okay.
So this is our very first program, the program lineup for the anniversary. So this, we have the love seminar, the marriage seminar with the love clinic, and we have our health walk in March, and our grand celebration in 15th September, which will be a musical concert. Yes, please.
Oh, okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. But so this is not the first time this love clinic is happening? Okay,
with this love clinic, I think for the 5th anniversary, we did something like that, but it was a breakfast meeting and also a marriage seminar with 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Yeah, but this time we are just doing as a marriage seminar, only the marriage seminar. Yes, please.
Okay. After that, what do we intend achieving? I mean, from the young people, from the singles, from the married, how do we want this aftermath to be like after you are done with the love clinic?
Okay, so basically nowadays you could hear maybe a divorce, a number of divorce going now, like in this country. So we want to engage in this talk so that the counselor will advise us. Whilst you are in the marriage, what you have to do, and maybe if you are making a choice, what you have to watch out and what you have to choose.
So a choice of a partner.
Please. Yes, please.
So in the next 30 seconds, I want you to tell our viewers what they should expect, what the program will be all about.
Okay. So the program will start exactly 3 p.m. And maybe let's say we are looking about 2 to 3 hours. So let's say 6:30 we are done with the program. So it won't just be a talk. It's a fun pack. You will get interaction and interactive. Like we will have a couple games, single games, and it won't just be a boring thing, or maybe you just sit there, we listen to the talk. No. And after that, refreshment is rest assured.
Is assured.
Yes, please.
Item 13.
Yes, please. Yes,
okay,
please.
Thank you very much, Richard. But it's a love clinic and it's a marriage seminar as well. And it says that contemporary marriage, making the godly choice. The host is the very Reverend John Boakoffi. The attire for the night is a touch of red or white. You can follow us. Yesterday we did white, so you can also do that. Saturday, the 17th day of February 2024 at the Bethel Methodist Church, 𝗟𝗡𝗡. Time is 3 p.m. prompt. The guest speaker is Councillor 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗿𝗍. Make sure you attend this program, and I bet you're not going to regret it at all. It's going to strengthen your relationship, it's going to strengthen your marriage, and of course, an extension to everyone around you. Richard, thank you very much for coming. Yeah. We'll be back.
And the church itself is also celebrating its anniversary.
Okay.
So the society is celebrating 60 years anniversary, and the circuit itself is 10 years. Wow. So this year is an anniversary year.
Wow.
Yes,
beautiful.
Yes.
So this is it. Methodist, you know how we do it. Always. So happy anniversary to you.
Thank
and
you
then
very
to
much.
an extension, the entire church.
Thank you
very much. We'll be back after this.
Good job, good job. So we have some birthdays. Quickly now.
I want to wish the very Reverend Victor B.B. 𝗏𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗏, okay, the Superintendent Minister of the Accra Circuit. God bless you abundantly from the entire crew of Wesleyan Television.
70th birthday. The very Reverend Victor B.B. 𝗏𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗏, the Superintendent Minister of the Accra Circuit. God bless you, Papa. Papa, today you are 70 years old. Hooray, wherever you are, you and Mama. God bless you for climbing onto the 7th floor as you prepare gradually to bow out of consistent and active ministry from the Methodist Church. May God bless you and grant you grace.
Hey, another one. Continue.
All right. So, happy birthday, the very Reverend George Stevenson Tewia. God bless you abundantly from the entire crew. WTV.
Happy birthday to Mrs. Patricia Oheneba of the 2nd D Diocese and Naji Estate Circuit, Reverend Gadiel Aqua Society in Tankofo, okay. May God bless you abundantly in all aspects of your life, from your husband and your children, and from the entire crew of Wesleyan Television. We say happy birthday to an extension. Everyone celebrating this week and beyond. Happy birthday.
So to our sponsors again, the Methodist University, we say thank you so much. Admission is still ongoing. Please get a form. If you're a Methodist, it is free. Get a form and you will be admitted.
KFK Foods, Sankofa Natural Spices, Danwall Insurance, and Multi-Credit Savings and Loans, we say thank you for always supporting us.
All right, until we see you tomorrow morning, it is goodbye from here. Good morning to everybody.